I wanted to move on, Connor, to something that Dean Jones of ESPN said, and he said the Canade wanted that move to Madrid, but having withdrawn their interest, where does that leave him and his Liverpool future? Because I'm going to be honest, dude, I'm very petty about these things. If you openly were letting it be known you wanted to go to Madrid and they pulled the plug on it because of your own shite form, I'm very much a mind of go fuck yourself at this point. You're not getting a contract because, this is Liverpool Football Club. We want people to want to be here. And if he was openly letting it be known that that was his dream move and like it's his own fault that hasn't happened, there's a contract offer on the table from us. It just feels like for fans, again, we've been played by another player who wanted this move away. And I really get wound up by these things.
I'd agree ultimately, but then you see reports that Diaz wanted to leave 18 months before he did, and he still just stayed and played. And I know there wasn't a new contract offer on the table for him, and it's a slightly different situation. But I think as long as the offer is what we are happy to pay him, and it's on our terms rather than his, particularly after this news broke, I think ultimately we'd have to just offer him a contract still. I know I do understand where you're coming from, but I think ultimately the club would probably just look past that. I'm sure it probably does happen more often than we think as well, that players do kind of eye a move and it doesn't really come through as well. But I think as long as it's on our terms, I'm happy for him to stay. But I definitely like to see a bit more. He's posting more on Instagram and stuff since that news broke as well. I don't know if anyone's noticed that. But he definitely does need to do some work to win the fans back around. But look, as long as it's on Liverpool's terms and we're happy with whatever the offer is, then if he stays, then fair enough, we'll keep him. But I won't be crying if he leaves, we'll put it that way.
I think, Chris, we're particularly sensitive as Liverpool fans at the minute, especially when Real Madrid and free transfers are coming into the conversation. So it kind of stings a little bit more. Like if it was Paris Saint-Germain who was weighing up a move for, I'd probably be a bit more understanding because I go, right, that's his city, that's where he's from. But yeah, as I said, mate, I'm very bitter about these type of things. So for me, it would be a case of would probably revise that offer down at this point if I was Liverpool rather than, or I just pull it. I'm not even going to lie, mate. I don't care at this point. You've said you didn't want to be here in my head, but look, I'm a bitter little fool. I get that.
I think if you, I know this is hard, Craig, but we're going to have to remove all emotion from it, which is difficult because
okay, Richard, calm down.
Right. So, Ibu Konate, is he a good centre back? Yes.
He can be, definitely.
Do over the last 5 years, in terms of on the market, is there anyone better? Yes, there is. It's Mark Gahey. Oh, we're going to go and get him. Oh, great. We've got a great third choice centre back in Ibrahima Konate, which is what we originally bought him as anyway. So I think if he understands that, bear in mind, I personally think that he will be our third choice centre back if Gahey comes in, then great. And if we are the boss now, because he can't, if he leaves, he'll have nowhere to go. There will be people who come in for him, but it won't be at the level of Liverpool, and it certainly won't be at the level of Real Madrid. So yeah, I think we've got all the cards now. It's sort of played out perfectly, really, apart from the fact that he's played shit. It's played out really well for us.
So in my head, Connor, in the next, let's say 2 years, because Virgil's still here, I can see our centre-back quartet, if Konate stays, being Konate, Gay, Leone, and Kwanzaa. Because it feels like we really do have an intention to bring back Jarell Kwanzaa. And, his performances for Leverkusen seem to be really, really positive. So what's your thoughts on that potential quartet of centre-backs down the line? Do you think we will trigger that clause for Jarell Kwanzaa?
You could certainly do worse than M4, to be fair. And like you said, Kwanzaa, everything you see and read about him, he does seem to be very positive. And the fact that he has a pre-agreed contract, I think, says a lot. I've never heard of that to happen for a buyback clause. The terms and the salary, everything's already nailed down. That is, if that's not an indication that the club is going to be very, very seriously considering it, I don't know what is. You see likes of Harvey Elliott going out with, I don't know if it's an actual buyback clause or just a sell-on clause. You see this in every deal we do now. Even Tyler Morton and all. We always put these clauses in, but that is an extra step, which we've never seen before. So it could just be a glorified loan, in all honesty, and then we pay the extra, whatever, 20, 30 million will be to get him back if he does hit the levels we think he can. And it's a very clever bit of business if it does come off, because I'm sure the contract he's agreed, again, is something we're going to be happy with if he's at that level. And we've ultimately got back a much better centre-back, far more experienced, homegrown again, will know a lot of the staff, a lot of the players. It's a seamless fit. And it could be, like I said, an extremely clever bit of business if it does come off in the next 2 or 3 seasons or whenever the clause does end.
I wasn't aware of that. Like, so what we've agreed a contract for if we buy him back.
Yeah, if he comes back, he's on X, Y, Z, whatever. Like, yeah.
Really?
There was
That
something
is
came out. I'll message you on WhatsApp afterwards to tell you exactly where, because I don't have it to hand. But something came out that said that not only is the buyback value in there, but he's already signed an agreement to come back on a certain wage, and that's already pre-signed.
big move, Hughes.
It shocked us when it came out because we'd no inkling of it whatsoever. But
That's-
if that is the case, Chris, it's certainly a proactive, positive step.
I was gonna come out and say, are you sure about that whole Kwanzaa thing? But that's completely changed.
That's Lewis Steele said it. Said it can be revealed that Liverpool have a pre-existing agreement in place with Kwanzaa over the terms of future contracts should they decide to use their buyback clause. That was inserted when he was sold to Bayer Leverkusen.
That is insane. That's good business. Look, if he develops really well, brilliant. Like as you said, seamless fit, homegrown, everything. Like personally, I thought selling him was the right idea. Especially maybe because it helped fund the deals for Wirtz and Isak. But yeah, if we can get him back, even better.
So a couple of quick things before we start to wrap this up, Jen. So Salah coming back in on Wednesday. Do we think, Connor, it's going to happen? And also, if he does come back in, I really want Joe Gomez to be at right back, because then we can have a better comparison about Salah's performances as well. So your thoughts on whether he comes back in on Wednesday against Sunderland? And again, it's important that he has that protection behind him for Joe Gomez.
Yeah, I think whether we agree or not, I think he probably will start a game just because he didn't start against West Ham. And I would fully agree with what you said. Like, Gomez has to start right back to give Salah that chance. Like, if he comes in and plays well with Gomez behind him, then maybe we can put a little bit of the blame on whoever's been behind him when he has been playing, to be fair. Like, if he has that bit more solid, consistent player behind him, maybe he can flourish a bit more. But I think he deserves that chance to play with that system, to be fair. Like, he deserves to come back in and see is there any difference. But I think I would put my money on him definitely starting on Wednesday. Again, whether I agree with that or not necessarily is a different thing, but I think definitely he will start.
And yourself, Chris?
Yeah, I think he will. I'm also sort of tentative about Gomez because has he got the fitness levels to be playing 2 games in 4 days? I'm not sure, but if in an ideal world he would play with Salah. And I think, as I said in previous podcasts, like Salah has looked better this season with a natural right back behind him. Gomez has more natural right back than Szoboszlai or Jones. So yeah, I would start him actually. I do think that it is an opportunity for him to say, like, look, I'll be back in form after the AFCON. It's gonna be good. So yeah, and to be honest, I think he does deserve it. He has got credit in the bank, like at the end of the day, so he deserves an opportunity.
I'm not going to lie, lads. In my predicted 11, I don't have him in it because I think
taking emotion out of it.
I hate to say this, but I agree with Steve Nicol. I do think we just looked more balanced without him in the team. And
but again,
I've always said
we're playing West Ham, like
yeah,
true. That's true, but it's Sunderland.
Sunderland are above us.
Sunderland are good, but come on, let's be honest. It's a promoted Sunderland. We should be beating them at Anfield.
I can hear the clips already. No.
Well, did you watch the game against Bournemouth? They're very lucky to get the winner of that game against Bournemouth, to be fair, midweek. And they are very good at home this season. That it is, the Stadium of Light that is getting them their points mostly this season. So I just don't think they've got 2 big performances in them in a week. So I think we'll win on Wednesday, in my opinion. But I'd rather Salah not be on the pitch because I said a few weeks ago, and I'm going to double down on it, I think we really do need to look to the future now. And Arna shouldn't shake it up before Salah goes to the AFCON. He should have a good body of work without Salah to make a definitive longer-term decision, Chris, is my take.